Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has been taking aim at certain Republicans as of late, but she's also bashing Fox News.
Greene sat down with Vanity Fair for an interview where she took a blatant hit at the conservative cable news network. She tells Vanity Fair, quote, "Everyone thinks that I have suddenly changed. And I haven't," she said. "I'm doubling down on how much I love this country and its people. I'm radically doubling down to the point where it doesn't matter who I disagree with. I'm disagreeing with my own side." Vanity Fair continues, writing, quote, "The only difference now," she said, "is that she's earned a strange new respect in the mainstream." Greene then went on to discuss how she's been invited to CNN, Bill Maher's show, and The View. But Vanity Fair writes, quote, "She says she remains blacklisted from Fox News over her criticisms of the network," adding that she no longer watches much. Quote, "I watch Fox News the least," she said. A Fox spokesperson disputed this, noting Greene was last on Fox News in June and February before that. Greene said she prefers to watch CNN, NBC, CNBC, the BBC, and local news.
All right. Earlier on Tuesday, Greene directly responded to Trump, calling her a traitor. Here she was.
"I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me."
I have a hard time believing that she's not going on Fox News and Fox doesn't want her on. Like, she's probably making strategic choices about what media she wants to be on. And while I'm broadly supportive of her, she should be a little bit careful with if you're getting strange new respect from the mainstream media, you should think about why that is. She should work not to alienate the MAGA base, I think, by being too combative with Trump. That said, I think it was inappropriate for Trump to say that she's a traitor. I don't think it was calling for violence against her, as she seems to make it out to be. But she is right to remain principled on Epstein disclosure and foreign policy and other things, and it's fine to disagree with Trump, and I think he's going after her harder than he should be. She's also now leaning into it a lot, which is going to make her really popular for at least a short while with CNN, and is going to create some really perverse incentives. But so I would just say, watch yourself, MTG, because I quite like you.
Writing on the wall for the future when Trump's out of office. Maybe she's like, well, he can't run again, and I know that some of his policies may be a disaster for me. I mean, she even talked about the Argentinian beef, I think. She's like been in every argument saying, I don't like this. And so Vanity Fair estimates, and I read the whole article, they were saying like she's not anti-Republican stances. Like she still has like America First signage all over her office and is very much for policies that were historically Republican. But then they said that she sounds like she's on a mission to save Trump from himself. I kind of wanted to know what you estimate about that, because it seems like she's like, whoever's advising you, and she said that on air, is bringing you down the wrong path. And I completely disagree with it. And so this is almost like fascinating to watch, because it's not somebody who's like about to write a book about changing parties. She literally is like, no, we have went away from what we unspokenly agreed upon, and he's in the middle of not even taking a meeting with her or having dialogue, but also making fun of her, calling her a rhino. These are quotes,
the only
raging
person
lunatic,
I think might actually change parties is John Fetterman.
Fetterman might change parties.
I think that might be a loss for the Dems. There is something to this, the advisors you surround yourself with. I mean, look, there's disagreements, as I say all the time, in the MAGA coalition. How hard to go on tariffs? What level of immigration, of high-skilled immigration? The strikes on Iran, what level of support to give Israel. These are actual areas of some tension and disagreement in MAGA circles between more populist people, more libertarian people, some more hawkish elements that are still holdovers from the Bush administration. And she has a variety of stances there that disagree with some of the people advising Trump, like Stephen Miller, is extremely, extremely harsh on immigration, I think, to a fault. Laura Loomer, who does a lot of advising the Trump, she's not in the administration, but does a lot advising Trump people on personnel to hire and to fire. I sometimes agree with her and sometimes don't. She's really out to get MTG right now. They're out to get each other.
Yeah.
They have big foreign policy disagreements, although agreements in other places. It's interesting. Yeah, she's trying to navigate these waters and say that Trump surrounded himself with some good people and some bad people, and I think that's a fair point to make. I think she might be able to make it actually very effectively if she were to be on Fox News again. I would encourage her to do that.
I think if Fox did invite her on and she denied the invitation, I think they should have said that in their statement. But if they just said, oh, she was on in June, she's been the biggest topic for since June. So if they didn't invite her on, that's kind of wild. I also
it's not a like any other cable network. It's not while it is right of center and conservative and broadly supportive of Trump, there are a variety of programs and hosts from all over the kind of MAGA contingent, and then also more, neutral news reporter type people like Bret Baier and others who you could do that. There's so much you could do.
That's why it's surprising that they said the last time she was on in June and didn't note, we invited her on last week. Like she's been in the news. She's someone, cable networks invite the latest newsmaker on. Mm-hmm. She's been making news for the entire fall so far. Yeah. But also she said that she was a part of this toxic politics culture and is addressing that. And she's going into the elephant in the room is that she's up for re-election next year. And so I think she's trying to make sure that she has a nice, smooth track runway for all of her constituents that may be frustrated by some of Trump's.
Well, I don't know if she's making it smoother or not, because some friction with Trump, doesn't help you in a R-leaning district, but we will have to see about that. That does it for us today on Rising Live. Look out for more exclusive YouTube content coming your way later today, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Hills YouTube channel so that you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we're now available anywhere you listen to podcasts. See you later.